related to each other?
We're cousins. Hi everyone, I'm Anica. I go by she, her.
Hi, my name is Links and I go by he, him.
I'm diagnosed with major depressive disorder, OCD, and ADHD.
I have major depressive disorder.
I identify as cisgender female.
I am a trans man bisexual.
How are you related to each other?
We're cousins.
Siblings! We are currently in a relationship together.
Yeah, I've been strong for 2 years. It came in a form of something friendly. Because you know, discrimination can come in many ways. It can be hidden as a joke, it can be straight up. But they said something along the lines of, that's just a face. It's a line so typical, but it's a line that hurts. Because it's like they invalidate, they disregard who you are as a person just because it doesn't align with their beliefs. Parang hindi ka nila siniseryoso. You can change however you identify as along the way. For example, I used to identify as bisexual and pansexual and now I go as a label. You can change over time, but them saying na, oh, babalik ka naman as straight. You know that can happen, but them saying that for you isn't right. Because the only person who can dictate who you are is yourself. The discrimination I receive from strangers, from my family especially, it's affected me in a way that I feel like I'm not being accepted or understood.
Sometimes I'm fighting myself as a trans man because again, I don't connect with my own body. Other than dealing with with dysphoria, you have people discriminating you and just not making it any easier at some days. There's even times where I hate going to family gatherings because they start asking about my voice because my voice is way deeper than it is. So I just don't talk. Like you would see me, they would ask me, "Oh, kamusta college?" I'm still a good person,
Yeah.
no matter how bad you see me for what I identify as. I had no motivation and I had big problem with coping mechanisms. I didn't know how to handle it. I wasn't passionate anymore, and every day just got worse until I asked for treatment. The question I struggled with for the longest time was, do I even deserve to get help? Do I deserve to be helped? I told myself I deserve the right, or at least try to accept this help that I'm getting, and it starts with accepting diagnosis.
It just affects how I cope, how I do schoolwork, how I dance, how I cheer. I wasn't able to do things I would normally do. My symptoms, they came in forms of panic attacks, they came in forms of obsessions and compulsions. I would have intrusive thoughts, which I really couldn't stop. I would have, doing these stuff. These are things I do because my brain tells me to. It's like, if I don't do this, mamamatay si ganito. Actually, I was doing it kanina pa lang. If I don't do it, mawawalan ako ng nanay or stuff like that. These intrusive thoughts, they manifest in me through certain actions. And these thoughts, I can't really control them as much as people would say na parang, oh, just ignore them. They're not like that. It's like, I really have to act onto them or else I would go on a full panic attacks talaga.
The number 3 and 6.
Oh, yeah. I'm afraid of the number 3 and the number 6. If I do this 3 times or 3 sets of times, I get really anxious. Or when he kisses me 6 times, tuloy-tuloy na 6, I would tell him to do it 1 more time because I'll get really anxious. I admire him so much with his way of studying while watching shows, like simple things like that. I'm not able to do those stuff, which I like. Sometimes I get jealous of him for that kasi parang, sana all kaya mag-music habang nag-aaral. Kasi ako di ko talaga kaya. Kasi my brain is like hyper-fixated on this one thing. I can't divide my focus to multiple things at once. I believe naman depressive episodes, they manifest differently per person.
My depressive episodes are such a mess. Your mind is all over the place and it's all over the wrong places. Like, there's times where I'm thinking of 600 things at once. For my brain to calm down, it ends up thinking about one thing because it's so tired of thinking of everything.
For me, it's vomiting a lot and having my heartbeat really fast and crying to the point na parang hihingal talaga ako. A depressive episode will most often than not lead to an anxious one because I start hyperventilating. I start not feeling my hands. I start focusing on I start grounding myself as a way to cope.
I found healthy ways to stop or catch on my depressive episodes early so that I can cope with it properly. Sometimes you just can't stop it. You can never really prepare yourself for depressive episodes. It's not something planned as well. You don't schedule them.
Now that we're in better places and we are recovering, I feel like we've learned to set boundaries, we learned to be healthier, we've learned what to do and what not to do. And because of that, we're in a stable, healthy relationship.
You start learning each other's triggers, start learning each other's coping mechanisms. You further help each other. Kasi nga naman, being in a relationship is not just about yourself. It's for both of you. It's not you and me, it's us. I grew up always knowing I'm not in the right body. I never conformed with the idea of being female. Especially naman with how the society is here in the Philippines. You always know just two things. Bakla, tomboy. There was time for people at a young age already, they would call me tomboy already. And I thought na parang, okay, with what I felt, being like a man, so baka nga siguro tomboy, because that's all the terms I knew. I didn't know the wide spectrum of the LGBTQ community at that time. So I grew up thinking I was that. There were times when I was hating for it until you educate yourself, start knowing more, finally knew what to label myself. I am so glad to label myself as a trans man. So happy to finally know what I'm truly feeling. When I take my shots, like I always tell her at least, okay, I'm becoming more me every day. Every step of the way, it's just exciting to have. As a bisexual, everyone's just cute.
Accepting myself was a long journey. Actually, ngayon lang ako nagsettle for the label, unlabeled, because I really don't find comfort in putting a label in myself. But that's just me. It took me years before I was able to say, this is who I am, and I'm proud to be who I am. I grew up in a conservative-ish family. I faced a lot of discrimination from people I considered family. From friends I considered family. It was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of questioning, a lot of internalized homophobia. And, you know, I grew out of that. It started with me accepting that I can only change what I want to change about myself, and I won't rely that on what people don't like about me. Close-mindedness is one of the root causes of ignorance, of discrimination. Everyone just wants to be accepted. Everyone just wants to be loved.
I think it always starts with being open. All I want for them is to sit down with me and ask me how I'm doing, since when have I known, etc. Just trying to get to know my journey.
There are lots of articles on the internet that will help you understand what it is to be mentally ill or what it is to be queer.
You can find anything on the internet, anything you're curious about. There's a lot of organizations that are helpful enough to release some information about these so that you can start there's even talks. Maybe Likas-Bayan. I think as a society, we do owe it to each other to educate one another.
Help people understand, help create a more inclusive world, an inclusive society.
I would like to thank Likas-Bayan for having me, and I am happy to be in a platform where I can openly talk about this. And I am proud or glad Likas-Bayan is finding ways to educate more of the public about it. And I'm happy to be here, or honored to be here while Likas-Bayan exists.
You're accepted, we're here for you, and we love you.
People who are watching this and do not struggle with a mental health disorder are gonna be like,
Nakakatawa.
why are they laughing? But this is the reality of our
Yeah.
lives.
You get comfortable talking about it. I do know some of my trans brothers, their teachers never called them by their preferred name or pronouns. And it sucks to see because we can't really do anything. So we have to conform to what they want us to be than who we are.